Good morning, grade 2. It's Friday, April 24th, 2020, 4-24-20. We have a fabulously fun math lesson today. I can hardly wait, but we've got other things to do first. Remember, you have a hymn recitation for me today, verses 3 and 4 of The King of Glory Comes. And submit your packet from Music of the Stone Age. And this week we're going to be starting a new selection, and it's about African American inventors. And I wonder if you read about any of them when we were just doing scientists and inventors a little bit ago in social studies. But they ask you a question on page 379. Think about and describe some of the inventions that make your life easier. Well, I tell you right now, having glasses sure makes my life easier. How about a car? Isn't that an invention that makes our lives easier? Or electricity? So many things. Our cell phones, indoor plumbing, all good things, right? Okay, think about those inventions. And then maybe today take time to read about kid inventors. What? How cool is that? Kid inventors then and now. And as you're reading, they're asking you to compare and contrast. Think about how characters that you read about, the people you read about, and these are going to be real people. How are they the same? How are they different? That's what compare and contrast means. And then your selection for this next week is African American inventors. And this selection is on AR. So once you read it, please take the AR test on it as well. Okay? All right. And then as your families pick up your materials, you'll have your packet for next week for the African American inventors. Oh, you know what? That's right. Happy April 24th. You don't have a new story next week. You don't even have spelling words next week to practice. Jump up and down, shout hooray! We don't have to start until May 4th with our next story. We're ahead of the game. Woohoo! Oh, Mrs. Stolt, I'm trying to make you work and I shouldn't have. Well, let's have some fun with math, okay? Are you ready? You'll need your worksheet page and a pencil, all right? And it's the one that has Fat Cat and Cookie Man on the bottom. I already cut mine out. So you'll need to cut them out. Pause the video if you need to. Let's get ready for some fun. Let me switch to my other screen while you get your things. Oh, I'm so excited. This is a fun guy. Wait a minute. That's a mushroom. Okay, here we go. We are going to talk about special math words for moving. All right, so you cut out your fat cat and you cut out your cookie man. All right, and you decide whether you want to be fat cat or cookie man. You can be either one. And what we're going to learn is we're going to talk about the math term for moving and also what you actually do when you're doing that term. And I want you to take your pencil and at the top of your page here, we're going to write a big word. Are you ready? Transformations. Transformations. And that's what all of these are. Sorry if I'm making my screen jump. My camera has the hiccups this week. Transformations. And that's the whole bit of this. All of these are transformations. Special ways to move. Transformations. All right. Who are you going to be for this first one? I think I want to be Fat Cat. So our first transformation is going to be a translation. Two different words here. The transformation, that's all of them. This specific mood, which is a slide, is called a translation. So take your fat cat and slide him to a new position. Now my camera isn't wanting to be very focused. There he comes. All right. That's better. So we have transformations up on top. My fat cat just did a slide to the right. Have your fat cat or cookie man do a slide to the left and put him back in the box. All right. Choose your fat cat or your cookie man and put him in the square for our next transformation. Rotation. And a rotation is simply a turn. And so Cookie Man is going to go from standing on his feet, and he's going to stay on that same point and just turn. Oh, now he's upside down. Now that was a half turn. I could do a quarter turn as well. So I start with him straight up. I could do a quarter turn. And then, oops, come back, Cookie Man. Quarter turn, half turn, 3/4 turn, full turn. I'm back to the same spot. Oh, that Cookie Man, he's pretty fun, isn't he? All right, we have one more on this side, and it is a reflection. And a reflection is a flip. Fat Cat wants to do a flip. Now, what I think of reflection, I think of like when you see yourself in the mirror. So you're going to go to the opposite side. So you're actually going to flip and, oh, I see Fat Cat's behind. All right, that's a reflection, is an actual flip. Here the front is showing. I make the move of a reflection, and now the back is showing. All right. Move my Cookie Man over to the side. We've got more fun on the other side. All right, so here we have to decide what type of transformation did we use, okay? And on this side, I'd like you to also write the word transformation. T-R-A-N-S, like transformer. Change from one thing to the next. So these are moving changes, transformations. All right, so let's take Cookie Man. Cookie Man started here. He moved like so, but then also did this. So we had two moves. What two moves did he do? You're right. He started and we did a translation. That's a slide. All right. So we're going, they don't give us a very big line here, do they? Translation. And if you want to write underneath it to help you remember to start out here, that's a slide. All right, and then what else? Translation to, when he ended up on his head, rotation. And that, remember, the move is a turn. So in parentheses is kind of what you do. This is the math term for it. Translation, rotation. Oh, we're going to have Fat Cat. What's Fat Cat going to do? Fat Cat. Well, we know what this one is. Translation. But now, look, we have to get the back there. Translation. What was that one called when we flip it over? So translation first. That's the slide. Slide, slide, slippity slide. And then how did we get to the other side? Reflection, right, like in a mirror. Reflection. And that is doing a flip. Doing a flip. All right. Are you ready for our last one? Oh my goodness, Cookie Man is going to be busy here, isn't he? Come on, Cookie Man. He starts here. What's he going to do first? He's going to do translation. I'm starting way over here because we've got lots of things to write. Translation. And remember, that's a slide. Now, what should we do next? We did our translation. I see that he's in a different position. He rotated, didn't he? So we want to rotate. So we had translation, then rotation. And that's a turn. But we've got to do one other thing. And what's that? We have to flip. So the flip is a reflection. So we did all three of them in this one. I think my camera is doing a flip. Oops, can't see my words very well, can you? Let's try that again. So here we did translation, rotation, reflection. You could have these two in a different order too, okay? It doesn't matter which order you are in. It's just where you end up. Please take a picture of this side, 124B. And you don't have to necessarily have your pieces there if you don't want to, but I want to see that you understand and have written down the terms, okay? So remember, these are all transformations. That's what all of the terms are, transformation, the way we can move. And we had translation, which is a slide, rotation, which is a turn, and reflection, which is a flip. All right, big words to learn, but really important, and you want to remember them. These three transformations: translation, rotation, reflection. Back to me. Hello, here I am, back again. What do you think? That was kind of fun, wasn't it? All right. I hope you had a good time. I did anyway with Fat Cat and Cookie Man. Remember to be finishing up your virtual tours of the national parks if you haven't already. You do have through the weekend to work on that. I wanted you to make sure that you had time, and make sure you're mailing those fabulous letters you have been writing. Okay, you've been doing a very nice job on that. I think that's it for today. And remember, no reading to do for a reading packet or a hardcover book. Wow. Keep reading for AR though, all right? And get your points keep going for that, all right? Have a great day and enjoyable weekend. Oh, I pushed the wrong thing. Excuse me. Let me try again. I'll say goodbye again. Goodbye again.